7 o'clock. Judy, I'll call the meeting order.
Thanks.
And number 2, approval of the consent agenda. Oh, hang on a second. On number 1, recognition of Cherokee Board of Education.
You skip right over you guys.
So,
It is Board Appreciation Month, and we can't tell you guys how much we appreciate all that you do. A lot of times it's a very, people can be very angry but not very thankful. So I appreciate how well and professionally you guys do such an amazing job and work so hard for our kids here at the school. So thank you so much for all your years of service, and little couple of lunches for you there at Subway, and just appreciate everything you do.
moving on, number 2, approval of the consent agenda. All the following items which concern reports and items of routine nature normally approved at board meetings will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on or any of these items. The consent agenda consists of a discussion, consideration, and the approval of the following A through J. And if you should have got the packets
Yeah.
several
And
days ago.
the only thing else we'll bring to your attention is that we did have 2 resignations. Connie resigned, and John Unbrecht has also resigned, and so we're going to take some steps later on the agenda to take care of some of that.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Amber's motion, TJ second. Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Willhite,
Yes.
Number 3, discussion and vote on a resolution to create a project number 01 turf and track replacement in Fund 21. Building fund is the long-term planning reserve for the future turf replacement of an amount to be determined.
I wanted to just give you a little bit of a explanation about this. We've talked about, probably 10 to 12 years in the future, we're looking at track and turf replacement, and something that's been kind of important to, I think, board and us, is to make sure that when that time comes, sometimes it's hard to go back to the public and say, let's pass on the bond. But if we could every year do a project code underneath our building fund where we set aside some money, that money, if something happens, we needed it, it's not to where we can't get it. It's just that we are kind of making a little savings account within the building fund to be able to show good faith that, we understand there's a cost to what we've done, and we want to make sure that we're able to take on the majority of that cost when the time comes. So that's what that is. And if I could get a correction on it, working with our auditor, I left off 10, it would be 001 on the number of that.
Okay.
And that's, do you have any questions about that at all? We get building fund money in this month, it's the, and depending upon how much comes in, I'll look at that and then make a determination on what I feel like we could put in without placing us in a bind with the things that we still need to do with our building fund for the year.
Motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
Amber's motion, TJ second. Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Willhite,
Yes.
Number 4, discussion and vote to continue a 5-day week schedule as a pathway to eligibility for Striving Readers Grant from the State Department of Education.
We have a little language arts team that's writing a pretty hefty grant. I want to say it's like $175,000, maybe. Over time, it comes up to about $500,000 over 3 years. And this is from the State Department, and one of the incentives for this type of grant is they're wanting to make sure that schools understand that they want to see schools in session 5 days a week. It's not really, 4 days a week is not really anything that we need to do financially or for our situation. I understand there are schools that need to go to a 4-day because of all the cuts that have happened. And also, when you're looking at the shortage of teachers that we have in the state, sometimes you're looking to make your job more attractive than maybe somebody that's 7 miles away from you. So I understand the reasoning for going, and I've been at a school that has done that, and it could save us a teacher's salary for doing it for that year. But here at Cherokee, I do not ever foresee us needing to go to a 4-day week. In the spring, we do take out some Fridays because we have that built in. But this is just a good faith of showing the State Department that we're committed to every day and making sure that they will look at us favorably for this grant. And all we're doing is voting to, just what it says, continue a 5-day week schedule.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Amber's motion, TJ second, Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison.
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
Number 5, discussion and vote to accept the bid proposal for the elementary playground equipment.
The elementary program bid is in your packet. There are 2 bids. It's under $50,000, it's over $25,000. So our requirements are that we'll get 2 bids. There are 2 bids, and I do recommend that we take the lesser of the 2 bids, looking at, that would be, AAA playground equipment. Their bid came in as a total of $45,304, and Ronley Construction came in at $48,388. And this is the cleaning up of the playground, putting in new equipment that we ran the bond for. So this is bond money.
The motion that we accept bid from AAA Playgrounds of $45,304.
I'll second. Amber motion, I second, Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison.
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
Number 6, discussion and vote to authorize the change of $373,691.43 negative from the roof bond fund to a positive and complex bond fund using code 6200, and transfer $215.10 from the activity account 845 senior account 2017 to account 847 senior account 2018.
On the first one, if you'll go to our summary of financial activities, I kind of wanted to show you what's going on with this. We have two funds that we've opened up, because when you lease purchase over time a bond as opposed to just run a straight bond, you can't put that money into your sinking fund. You have to have and I'm on back here on page 1 of summary of financial activities, a balance sheet.
My fingers are not working on that.
If you look on at the last 2 columns, the roof bond and the complex bond, the first, where the $373,691.43 is, that is from the 2014 bond that we did originally. And I need to move that over to the complex bond and keep that separate from the $390 that came in, which came in on the 2016 bond. That's going to be our first payment next June. So what I'm doing is I'm moving that $373,000, $691.43 over to the complex bond, and then that will sit there. It may be that when talking with our bondsman and with our auditor, that is a payment that we'll have to make on the 14 bond, and it may be that it is money that is excess. They just are trying to work that out right now because we did move up our 2014 bond to pay it off earlier, so we did some additional collection, and it may be that's money that at the end we could use on continuing projects that we have.
So the $373,000 will be added to the $75,000 on the complex
Yes.
fund? Okay.
And that's
Yeah.
equal to the amount of money that came in on the 14, the collection on 14.
Okay.
And then there's money that goes into the sinking fund, but that doesn't have anything to do with our lease purchase payment money. Do you have any questions about that? I just didn't want to be unclear about moving money around is all. I never like to do that. But then the second part of that is that she just put it into the wrong senior account, and she wants to make sure the right senior class gets credit for that. So that's what that second part was.
Motion to approve.
I'll second. Camera motion, I second. Judy?
Littlefield,
Yes.
Allison.
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
Number 7, proposed executive session to discuss the employment, including salary and contract of elementary principal, high school, middle school principal, assistant high school, and middle school principal, and band instructor, 25 OS 307B1. Amber's made a motion. I'll second.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Time is 7:10. Okay, number 9, acknowledgement of the board's return to open session.
Motion to adjourn.
Amber's motion.
Second.
TJ second. 8:35. Judy?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes. During the executive session, we discussed the employment, including salary and contract of the elementary principal, high school, middle school principal, assistant high school, middle school principal, and band instructor.
Number 11, vote to employ or not to employ Ruth Richmond as elementary principal for the 18-19 school year.
I'll motion.
TJ motioned, I'll second. Judy?
Will you be specific with that since it
Can
can
you
be
say to
legally?
employ or not
Oh,
employ?
I'm,
Two.
I'll make a motion to employ Mrs. Richmond as elementary principal.
Making her sweat.
Only since you got us.
Nice second, Judy.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Did you hear that? Only because you got him pirate ship.
My kids are gonna be fun.
Allison?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 12, vote to employ or not to employ Jeremy Hickman as high school principal, middle school principal for the 18-19 school year.
Motion to employ.
I'll second.
Amber's made a motion to employ. TJ, Judy?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Number 13, vote to employ or not to employ Bryce Schombacher as the assistant middle school, high school principal for the 18-19 school year.
I'll motion.
Second.
4,
Brian Schumbacher.
to employ.
Willhite?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Littlefield?
Yes. Am I hard on you?
Yes, you're confused.
Number 14, vote to employ Byron Connor on a temporary certified contract for the remaining 17-18 school year.
Motion to employ Byron.
I'll second.
Amber's made a motion to employ. TJ second.
Allison?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Littlefield?
Yes. Number 15, principal's report.
Who's going first?
Elementary's just kind of back in the swing of learning now, so all the extra activities that we had right before Christmas. Those first 2 days were kind of good to break the teachers back in, kids back in.
Parents.
Now we're ready to hit it hard. The parents, yeah. What do we got going? Chromebook training for the teachers later next week, and then they're excited to get their iPads and Chromebooks at the end of the month. Other than that, there's a couple elementary ball games, and that's all we've got going on.
How you doing with the sickness? And then right
This
before-
is better. Right before Christmas, we had like 55 gone, both those days, and
Kind of ended on a good timing.
it was good timing to get everybody aired out. Now we've less than 10, I don't know. Seemed to be today, a little bit tummy bug going around or something. And part of it, you just
Yeah.
don't know if
Lots
it's,
of
they're
chloride.
tired, or they don't want to be there, but some of them you could tell.
Coming down off the sugar high from Christmas.
Yeah. Much better though than before. That's it.
Do anything, Bryce? No, I think you probably ought. Okay. January is exciting time, something every day. We do have, Mr. Lyon is at an academic meet today, and he is doing the junior high school, so he's going to be very busy between that and basketball, so he's competing in academic meets. Of course, basketball, busy season. We just hosted our invitational tournament. I thought went really well. I know I'm not going to mention anyone, but Mrs. Gutch, who did a tremendous job on our hospitality room, and just lots of compliments to her, and just she does a tremendous job. She does have a lot of people that help her, and then Katie Lancaster is in charge of the Booster Club, and she does a lot of things, and both of those ladies I want to give credit to. There was a lot of people that helped them, but those were the two that kind of kept it going. So very thankful for them and all the other people that donated their time for gate and other things. So, and Judy, yes, you worked very hard too. The FFA trophy auction is January the 15th. I forgot to copy you guys in January.
17th,
I'm sorry.
Wednesday the 17th.
Oh, okay, I just lied to you. I had it on the 15th.
At the fairgrounds at 6:30.
So the FFA trophy auction, I'm sorry, is on January 17th, which is a Wednesday. Okay. Sorry about that. Speech tournaments start. Mr. Paris is hosting a tournament this weekend here, so we're very excited about that. And then they continue to compete, seems like almost every week until state. So that's exciting. Mrs. Gutch is very involved with FCCLA things throughout the month, basically January, February, and into March and April. Mrs. Anderson and I and Mr. Sean Walker and Mrs. Richmond all sat down today, went over some data for our kids on Alpha Plus testing, kind of where they started, where they are now. Got a lot of good news. We do have some areas to improve on, but feel like we're making strides there, so we're excited about that, and hopefully just continue to get better as the year goes. So I think that's all positive news. I think that's, unless I forgot something, that's, unless you probably want to, are you touching on the parent meetings, or do you want to?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Good?
That's it.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you all.
Superintendent's report number 16. Go ahead.
We had a company come today, and we'll have a company come on Wednesday to look at our front doors and look at a card system to be able to get in and out, which Judy and Amanda and I will love, because today Judy and I were locked out until Amanda got here. Where we'll have additional security, and it'll also attach who gets in with, at what time, and those kind of things. I'm gonna also look at a security system that is an alarm, where you come in, you have to punch a code, the alarm will go off. So we're gonna look at several things for security. Sharon is gonna have Lowe's come out and look at giving us kids estimate at the elementary playground. We have I think our nursing home has changed its clientele. And so, in order to maybe be a little safer, we're gonna go ahead and look at fencing that. Playground.
Is that something we'd have to bid out, for the fencing?
Depends on how much it is. I don't think we will. I think we'll, if it's under 25,000, no, we don't have to. But it never hurts to get more than one bid. We are part of the TIPS program, where I can turn into them what we're looking for, and they sift out, and they're through the state, and so they sift it all out, give me the best price. And the thing that you run into, that was the best price might be in Broken Arrow,
Right.
Oklahoma, So, yeah.
I just know there's commercial and residential, different thicknesses, and there's more things to think about.
Yeah, well, put up what we need for weather, because the weather's going to be rough with winds and things like that, so. Anyway, so playground equipment, we did the bid today, so we're going to get that up in the next month or so. Going to be some pretty neat stuff on that. Our first parent meeting is tomorrow night for the one-to-one computer handbook. And there's 3 of them next month. So there's 3 that all the parents can, something going on, that a parent can hit and make sure that they get to one so that we can give their child a device.
We sending stuff home with kids on those meetings, or how are we notifying them?
Mail the letter home.
Oh, okay.
And for 6 through 12, because they're the ones that are kids taking home.
Are we still looking at the 1st of February, for example?
Yeah, January 31st was our date to hand them to the children.
That's all.
Yeah, And so we'll go over the rules with them on the 31st too. And then we'll start getting, the teachers are getting their iPads tomorrow in elementary, and the teachers up here will get their Chromebooks earlier also. So we're moving right along, and just, we did meet as an administrative staff today to start planning for second semester, which includes starting to plan for the next school year. So we're already looking forward to make better, making things better than just the next school year, and making sure we're catching all our weaknesses and making everything stronger. And good stuff happening for our kids here at Cherokee.
Thank you. Any new business?
There is no new business.
Number 18, do I have a motion? Amber beat you. TJ, second?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Will Hoyt?
Yes.
8:46.